To the 10th episode of All Sports Talk. I'm Patrick Gary.
I'm Kyle Esposito.
I'm John Picarello.
And I'm Rudy Picarello.
In today's episode, we're going to talk about the NCAA tournament, Sam Darnold getting traded, the Nationals getting COVID, and the Masters. So first off was the NCAA tournament. Last night was the championship. Let's go back to the Final Four with that UCLA Gonzaga game. That was maybe the greatest game I've watched for college basketball my entire life. Gonzaga with I think it was 0.33 seconds left, right? Like not a lot of time on the clock. Hit a half-court buzzer beater to win the game. That was just insane. It was just, I couldn't believe it.
Well, you were saying it's the best game that you've ever seen. And I mean, to me, as I was watching, I said, this is probably the second best game because there was the game many years ago with Kentucky and Duke where Christian Laettner, he threw the ball full court pass, Grant Hill. He did a fake turnaround jump shot at the buzzer. That was the greatest game that I had seen. So this was right there, though, as I was watching it. But a couple of days have passed, and I still think that Duke game was a better game than this one.
Another great game was the Villanova UNC in the championship, I think it was, when they hit that buzzer beater 3. That was another crazy game. It was like seconds left.
Yes.
I think Nova hit a 3.
Yeah, the guy hit
a couple
it
seconds, and then UNC walked it off with that buzzer beater 3.
Yeah. But UCLA, I had watched a lot of their games this year, and I got to see USC play too. So when I was filling out my brackets, I had them go to the Elite Eight, both those teams. And obviously I did not win. I was winning that pool the whole time I was in until last night that Baylor won because people got 320 points in the final, and I wound up getting no points.
That's what happened. I was trying to figure. I thought you actually had enough points even if the other team won.
Well, I lost by like 10 points. I was so far ahead. It's crazy. Yeah. I didn't even come in second. I wound up coming in third.
Wow.
I was in first for the first couple of days. And I just plummeted.
Yeah. But I saw the UCLA and the USC teams. I knew that those teams legitimately had a chance to go really far because people didn't see what UCLA had on the bench coming off of it. They went as far back as 8 deep, and USC had the Mobley brothers, and people hadn't got a chance to see them because they play so late at night. And I was like, these two brothers are unbelievable. And the one that was a freshman won the Player of the Year in the pack. So I knew how good that team was and that they could rebound. And I knew they were going to go that far. And then as it was going, it looked like UCLA was going to make it to the championship. It really did.
Yeah, they kept it close with Gonzaga, who a lot of people had winning. Unfortunately, got blown out by Baylor.
It was a total blowout. I mean, I looked at that game as, and I don't usually listen to what like the sportscasters say, and they prognosticate about different things. And they're like, it was such a letdown from winning that game. And I kind of started to realize, like, you know what? I think that they had a huge letdown from winning that game. It was like that's all they were thinking about when they got on the court. A lot of energy had been taken out of them, like air out of the balloon, been taken out. I know they got blown out. They were never in that game last night.
Mm-hmm.
I think they were focusing on that perfect record. And the game just slipped out of their hands.
Yeah. I think it was more that, not that they were, from the previous game, it was more that if you watched them, they came out, okay, and like Patrick said, they're like, okay, we got to win. They were the favorite. All the pressure was on them. There was no pressure on Baylor. Everybody's saying, okay, Gonzaga's going to beat them. Simple, that's going to be it. Even though Baylor's a really good team, obviously. But I never seen that. They if you looked at the players, they came out, and I hate using the word scared, but it was more that they were worried about something else instead of just playing their natural game. They were thinking of, like Patrick said, we're undefeated. We need to win the game, this and that. If you looked at the players, the first couple of possessions, I think they turned the ball over more time and did more stupid things in the first 9 points that the other team scored than they did in a whole game previous, okay, with the turnovers. If you looked at the players when they came back down, when the other team say they got a foul shot or they got a foul shot when there was a stoppage in play, every guy on that team, especially unfortunately that kid number 1, his first like 5 minutes of the game was terrible. He ended up having a good game, but if you looked at all of them, they all had white tongues. They were sucking to get moisture in their mouth. Instead of, if you look at all previous games or you look at the other team, it's like they weren't even sweating because they sucked all the water out of their body. You know what I'm saying?
They looked flat. They just looked like they weren't ready to play because it was such a letdown from that UCLA game.
I understand that, but they were playing not to lose instead of playing to win. Just play their game. I'm with Patrick. They were focusing more on, we got to go 32-0. I couldn't believe their mouths were white and dry. They had nothing. They weren't even like sweating. You know what I mean? Not that they weren't playing hard, but they were like, they have nerves, and you don't sweat when your nerves are that high and you get cotton tongue. And that's what that whole Gonzaga team had in those first like 7-8 minutes of the game. And it was too late. They couldn't catch up. And that team just put their foot on their throat and they suffocated them. They were the better team last night. They deserved to win.
They didn't miss any shots either. They just kept piling it on. Those 3-pointers. Really good team. Really good.
But they shot 3-pointers good all year, which I didn't realize because I kept saying, oh, they can't keep this shooting pace up. You know what I mean? And I reverted back to that old Villanova game back when we were young. These guys weren't around. You know what I mean? So they're not going to keep this shooting pace up. Guess what? They did. And this team was just a really good 3-point shooting team to begin with. So they weren't going to miss those shots. You know what I mean? They were legit 3-pointers, these kids, 3-point shooters, these kids. But that's why you play it on a court, not on paper, baby.
That's it.
Yeah. In NFL news, the Jets traded Sam Darnold to the Carolina Panthers. I think it was a 6th rounder, a 2nd rounder, and a 4th rounder. Is that right?
So a second and 4th rounders for next year, and a 6th rounder this year.
All right. I think the Panthers win this trade.
No. Well, maybe. You can't decide right now. Because if Darnold plays like he did with the Jets, then the Jets win the trade because they got a 2nd round next year. But if he plays like an actual quarterback, then that's an easy win for the Panthers then.
Okay.
Why do you guys feel that the Jets just gave up on him?
That's what I want to know.
Because, all right, there's a few reasons, I think. Number one, he's too far gone. I mean, you can't blame everything on Gase because he did make some absolutely atrocious plays and throws, but like I think mostly it comes down to they can't really salvage him anymore because like the things that he has learned from like the Gase coaching system, they were just so bad that you can't really unfix it really, and if you do, you have to get like the exact right guys to do it because when Darnold was when Gase was still the coach, there was no QB coach, no offensive coordinator. Gase is doing all of that. So everything, and Gase being the atrocious coach that he is, as everyone knows really, he just made Darnold go like off the deep end really, like no point of return. That's a lot of people see in him.
Okay.
I think Sam Darnold just needs a new location.
Yeah, exactly. That's what, like he needed to go somewhere else. He really did. Also, Douglas and Saleh probably wanted their own guy because Darnold was drafted by Todd Bowles and Mike McCagnon. So I guess Jones and Saleh probably want their own guys so they could build around him and know what they're getting. Yep, and that'll probably be Zach Wilson. Right. Almost 100% sure Zach Wilson.
You see, that I was trying to figure it out, like what John asked that question. And I kept saying, and Kyle, you gave an answer like you're at like training camp or something. You know what I mean? Because that's what I said. No, honestly, why would they give up? He was such a high round pick. They had all these hopes for him. And my thing is, I only watch the games. I ain't in training camp like you are. I practice every day. Okay. Because you gave an answer like you were in practice. No, I'm serious. Okay. And I said, it's one of two things. I said, my first thing was, okay, number one, you want to blame the quarterback. To get him an offensive line first. Okay.
Yeah, of course, definitely.
No, you know what I'm saying? So get him an offensive line. And then I said, okay, maybe they watch him every day in practice and they realize, hey, you know what? this guy is too far gone. He picked up too many bad habits or whatever it may be. So you know what? That's a great answer, and that makes more sense to me than
Yeah.
trying to say this guy's talent is garbage. Okay,
Yeah.
when like we all say, great running backs are great running backs when they get to the linebacker stage. Okay, if you
Yeah.
take the 5 guys in front and get them away, Emmett Smith, Jim Brown, I don't care who you are, you're getting 1 yard, you're getting tackled. All right, a great running back is after he gets through the hole that the lineman makes. Now he makes the linebackers and the cornerbacks and the safety miss. But nobody's running through. So it's the same thing with the quarterback. I don't care who you are. If you're running for your life, I don't care how good you are. All right.
Yep.
But you gave me like being in practice every day that they just feel that it's skills and too many
Yeah.
things to overcome. And
Yeah, I
like
think
Patrick said, sometimes a new environment rejuvenates the guy's talent.
Yeah, of course.
All right.
Because what's his name? The coach of the Panthers, Matt Rule. He really liked Darnold coming out of USC. So I mean that was like a very good trade for the Panthers in that aspect. I was like, Rule really wants to play with Darnold. He believes in him,
All
and
right.
having someone that believe in him is probably going to do tremendous things for Darnold. I mean, I still think he has talent
Yeah.
because the Jets, the best receiver over the years has been
There's the
Jamison
other thing.
Crowder.
Yeah, they ain't got nobody to throw to yet.
Yeah, and Jamison Crowder's not bad, but he's not like a big play guy. He's not like someone that's like a serviceable number one. He's a very good receiver. He's not a number one though.
Right.
And they've only had one good lineman really, and that is Mekhi Becton. He's played 1 year.
And even if that guy is a legit number one, guess what? They're going to triple team him because they know he can't throw to the other 4 guys. Unless you're B and me, then it doesn't matter. Just put it up there. Well, we'll go figure it out.
Well, I feel like the Jets paid for the experience that this guy just got. I mean, my opinion is they just paid for the experience for Darnold to play and get his butt kicked in, for the amount of time he was there. He gained a lot of experience. He played against a bunch of teams in the NFL, and now somebody is going to mold him. I think my personal opinion is, Jets, you already went this far. You should hold on to him. You're going to have all new coach. I mean, I don't understand why you would get rid of somebody after he just went through gaining all the experience. This guy from BYU, he's going to go through the same thing. It's going to be the same. I mean, that's my opinion. I mean, they know way more than I do, but I've just seen it for so many years, where teams do this constantly.
Yep.
They get a guy, he gains experience and the team doesn't win and they're like, we got to get rid of him. We're not winning. No, it's because we don't have a line. We have a terrible defense,
and the Jets in general are terrible. Like the defense wasn't good either, so there's no good field position, no good anything.
Yes. There's a lot of factors, and I just feel that the Jets just gave the experience to this guy, and now some other team is going to benefit from him having this experience.
Exactly. Also, another thing that traded him was because he only has a year or 2 left on his rookie contract. They have to pay him at the start of one of the next 2 seasons, I believe. I'm not sure how the things work because of the 5th-year options and that kind of stuff. Either way, they wanted, probably a fresh new start on a new rookie contract. So they don't have to pay a guy a big amount of money, as Sam Darnold would still be like an experiment to them since they wouldn't be 100% sure to shell out the big money.
The thing with experience, like you were saying, he's going to have his favorite target, Robbie Anderson, in Carolina.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah.
And now
he's probably the best receiver. Actually, never mind. I take about Jameson's counterpart. Robbie Anderson is really good, but the Jets that was a bonehead decision to not sign Anderson. That was absolutely terrible. I hated that with all my heart.
Now they're probably going to be getting another receiver in the draft, either like Chase Smith.
They're getting Pitts. I think they're getting Pitts.
It just depending who's on the board. So you're going to have another really good target for Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
This was just a great acquisition for the Carolina Panthers.
I definitely think Pitts will be there, though. I think that Pitts will be the guy that Robbie Anderson and Pitts. Sam Darnold's going to look like a god. Everyone's going to make fun of the Jets as they always do.
Like they always do.
Yeah, everyone hates the Jets. Okay. They hate us because we're terrible. Like, it's amazing. Which I hate them, too, so.
The fans don't realize, only one team can win. Like, that doesn't mean that your team it's terrible because you didn't, win the Super Bowl. Only one team can win, and you look at a guy like Tom Brady, like there has been guys like Montana and Brady have come along. How do you cultivate a guy like that? Like, how do you get that? Because this league has always been a quarterback.
Yeah.
Once it got into probably Super Bowl 10, this league became a complete quarterback-driven league, and the trick is to get that guy.
Yeah.
Terry Bradshaw, 4 Super Bowls, right?
Yeah.
Guys like Roger Staubach. I mean, they in the early parts of the Super Bowl, it was only a couple of teams that won. The Raiders, like Steelers, Cowboys. I mean, that was it for years, for 20 years. That's what it was. Brady came along, right? And now you got a team
and
like
then Brady just started winning.
And lost 2 to the Giants.
And then Kansas City is a team that's going to be a perennial team that can win the Super Bowl for at least the next 3 years.
Yeah.
So it is a quarterback-driven league. So when people say my team stinks, my team's terrible, no, only one team can win. And if you don't have that guy, it doesn't matter. You can play, change quarterbacks every year. It's not going to. This isn't Darnold's fault. Is basically what I'm getting at.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, no. I'd blame him maybe 50%.
No, you're 1,000,000% right, and that's what I was always saying. Look, the team itself, okay, only one team can win it, okay. And like you said, back when we were younger, there was a group of teams because they were led by good quarterbacks all the time. So what happened was it alternated, who was going to win, because unfortunately in football, it isn't a 4 out of 7 series. If you have a bad game that day, okay, that's it. You're out. Okay, so guess what? Terry Bradshaw, he wins this year. Next year, Roger Staubach wins. Darryl LaMonica wins. Okay, or whoever, Jim Plunkett. You know what I mean? But it was going to rotate with those guys all the time. My thing is, one team gets to win the whole thing. But how could you every year be 4-10?
Exactly. That's what I was going to say.
You know what I mean? I'm not saying you're going to win every year, but you got to every once in a while be over 500, be 10-6, be 12-6. You know what I mean? Get into the playoffs, get knocked out. You know what I mean? Like how year after year. And my whole thing was like teams like the Browns and the Jets. You come in last place every year. You get the number 1 pick, the number 2 pick every single year. All right. Now I know it's a building process, but guess what? You take some of those picks and you get guys that are like pretty good for older age. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't keep using young guys, because by the time 10 years goes by, your first pick is leaving, your second pick is leaving the year after, so you're never going to get good. But you go and you get guys that keep positions, so that all right, we're going to have these guys. We gave away 5 number 1 picks, but we got 12 good players out of it. Okay?
Well, look, what you just said is right. It is right. But I'm going to tell you, a team that fits the prototype of what you're talking about is this. The Raiders were the winningest team in the 1970s, right? And it was a 10-year stretch, right? 10-year stretch. They went into the 1980s. They won in 1980. They won the Super Bowl, right? Then the 80 season, they won it in 81. They didn't win for the next 30 years, but they were the best team because they had a core of guys for 10 years that were phenomenal. And the Raiders were the winningest team in the 70s. They couldn't win again for 30 years. That's how hard it is, because they had Plunkett and Stabler as their quarterbacks that lifted that team up to play for all those years and do well. Other teams were never able to do that. Once the Raiders lost those 2 quarterbacks, they went for 30 years. They've been terrible since then.
Yes, you're right. They've been terrible in our mind because they didn't win the Super Bowl. Okay, but they didn't have, like 12 consecutive years where they weren't over 500. You know what I mean? We'd look at them and they'd play like 5 great games, and then all of a sudden Swiss cheese would pop in and they'd lose the next 5. By the end of the year, they were 8-8 or whatever, you know what I mean? Or they were 6-12. And then the following year they were, 12-6, and they got knocked out in the first round. That's different. I'm talking about like the Cleveland Browns or whoever. When was the last time Bernie Kosar played, or Brian Sape? That was like, I don't know.
That's my point, is they had great quarterbacks then that if you can't find that guy, you're never, like, this could go on for 30 years. It's completely quarterback driven.
So you're going to say without the quarterback, every year you're going to be 2-12, 2-14?
For the most part, that's the case.
All right.
I mean, let's look at the Browns. I think like the past 20 years, they had to keep drafting a different quarterback that didn't make it. when they finally got their guy, their good quarterback, they made the playoffs. I'm with Uncle Bean. It's a quarterback-driven league here.
Yeah.
And because it didn't used to be. When we were kids, they scored 12 times a game. So it was a running back league.
Yeah, no. It was still a quarterback-driven league back then, okay? For the simple fact that they were quarterbacks like you back then and Thomas, okay? Tom Landry wasn't sending a guy off the sideline every play. Terry Bradshaw and Roger Staubach and those guys were making the calls on the field what to run. They set up the game plan the night before, you know what I mean? And they were actually Johnny Unitas. They were calling the plays in the huddle. Okay, we're going to run a trap. We're going to run a play action. We're going to run a sweep. You know, I mean, granted, then it wasn't as sophisticated, so they probably only had like 10 plays in the whole playbook, you know? No, but you know what I'm saying? But you still needed a great leader and a great quarterback to make the right decisions, who to hand the ball to.
In that sense, you're right. I meant it throwing the ball down the field like that. It was more than the running back. But you're right, Dick. The guy had to be really smart to call the plays because he was the offensive coordinator.
Pretty much, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, so, you know, like you used to say, all right, who's the guy that's the toughest guy on the other team that's going to run through our linemen? Guess what? We're going to hand it straight at him, and the guy's going to run by our running back, and boom. And sure enough, it worked.
Or eventually he'd get tired because he just kept running out of tackle.
Exactly. And that's what these guys figured out. So you're right. The quarterback at every time was the most important guy, brain-wise, even if they only threw 15 times a game. You know, I got you. I don't know. What do I know?
Yeah.
I don't know about it. I just know about ordering.
That's been the Jets' problem, though. The Jets have not had a consistent quarterback in the last 10 years at all.
Yeah.
I mean, Sanchez, Geno Smith, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Josh McCown, Sam Darnold. They had Mike Vick at one point starting. Another guy, Bryce Petty.
Hey.
Travis Simeon, Luke Falk, Joe Flacco. And like all of those guys within the last 10 years.
Right. And the crazy part is the best they did, and you threw his name in there, the best they did in
Ryan
that stretch is, you got it. When that guy was
10
playing,
and 6.
he knows how to win.
Exactly.
That's the guy they should have kept in my mind.
They did keep him,
knows how
and
to
then
win.
he is terrible next season. That's the problem.
He's got to come off the bench. They should have made the other guy the starter.
Exactly, yeah.
He's very inconsistent, Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, and the sky is green. But like, yeah, they went 10-6 that year, missed the playoffs. Worst year ever. That was, oh god.
Who knew?
Did it again with the Dolphins. 10-6, missed the playoffs.
Yep.
But you know, in 10-6, respectable record. Only one team could win. You know what I mean? At least they weren't 2-8 like they were, or 2-14 like they were previously. The Dolphins, you know.
Yeah.
Or the Jets. Whatever's.
I think
both
going 6-10 and missing the playoffs is worse, though.
Yeah, I agree. It hurts.
Yeah.
It hurts.
And losing to Rex Ryan to miss the playoffs. Ooh, man. That was not fun.
Mm-hmm. Anyway.
All in all, Sam Darnold and the Panthers,
brick
good
in
trade.
the wall. Yeah, Panthers are going to do good. You guys come.
Yeah, they're definitely both going to do good. And if Sam Darnold does good, then the Panthers will do good. And if
they got nice uniforms.
True.
I mean, they're in a tough division here.
Oh yeah.
Saints, Buccaneers, Falcons, and
hold on.
There.
All right. Tom Brady's the luckiest man alive. I swear to God. He gets into the league and he gets to play against Sam Darnold, Matt Ryan, and Jameis Winston as the quarterbacks in his division. Oh my God.
Bro, let's not disrespect Matty Ice here. He was a beast in 2016.
You said the word "was," right?
Yeah.
Who was that? Who did he say was?
Matt Ryan.
Yeah, I still, I tell you what. I feel bad for that guy. I still think he's great, man. That loss just ruined
definitely. But their defense is atrocious.
It ruined that organization.
Sam Darnold's a project still, and then Jameis Winston.
Project. $800 million a year is a project.
You know, 330. He went 30 for 30.
But Winston, he got that eye surgery. I think he's gonna be good next year.
Dude, what did the eye surgery fix? Honestly,
ain't never gonna happen.
Him seeing his actual teammates.
Yeah, I could tell. I hope so, man.
Ain't never gonna happen, and we all know why.
Yeah, leave it at that. Like the 30 for 30 club. I mean, in baseball for doing home runs and stolen bases. Hey, great job. 30 picks, 30 touchdowns. Yikes. Tom Brady has another cakewalk of a season.
I think the Saints are going to be good next year. They're not. I don't think they're going to win the division, but they're going to be good.
No
Bro.
shot. I don't think it's possible. I don't think it's possible.
Who, the Saints?
Yeah.
Bro.
They're
Like,
gonna have
that'd
that
be-
other guy play quarterback, right? The guy that runs all over the field and plays every position. Or they're
Yeah,
gonna get
Hill.
Taysom
another.
Hill, and then like they'll be decent, but they're not going to be nearly as good as they like have been like in the past few years.
Oh yeah. I'm
I
not saying
think
they're,
I'd say they're like 7 and 9.
I'm not going to say they're going to win their division. I think it's going to
Yeah.
be the Buccaneers. They're the best team.
Yeah.
But like, I don't think it's going to be a cakewalk of a season for them.
Oh, definitely will be. I think it will be. I think that they win the division easily, unless Sam Darnold really does actually like just go off in Carolina.
I don't know. I feel like it's going to be closer than people think.
It's going to be Kansas City, in my opinion. The Ravens have an incredible quarterback, and Kansas City.
If it's Super Bowl, definitely, yeah.
I can see the Bills going in there as well.
True.
Josh Allen, Diggs, you know.
We'll see.
Great
We'll
duo.
see. We're going to see about Buffalo next year. We're going to see if they were for real. But teams like Baltimore and Kansas City, I mean, they're solid in every aspect of every part of the team.
If
Every
Baltimore
part of
gets,
special teams.
I think if Baltimore gets a wide receiver in the draft, they could be a very good team next year.
Yeah.
I think they could beat the Chiefs and the Bills.
Yes.
Definitely. I think like those three teams, like you just want to see two of those three teams in the AFC Championship.
I want to see if Buffalo's for real. They're going to have to do it again for me next year. So,
I
That's
think they're
fair.
going to be good.
Yeah, I think they're gonna be good, but like it's a fair assumption.
Yeah.
Zach Wilson's next Patrick Mahomes. 16-0, never giving up. Yeah, okay.
big.
All right.
I wish, man.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah,
And Daniel Jones is going to lead us to a 16-0 record as well.
yeah.
In MLB news, the Nationals got more COVID cases. Now they have 11 COVID cases on the year. This sucks for the Nationals. Haven't played a game yet, and now COVID. I mean, hope they get better.
Tell them to stop going out and partying. They won't get cold.
Dude, you guys sit in your room
the
for the
fuck?
next
What is going on?
3
in
weeks.
DC over there.
Literally, do not leave where you are living for the next 3 weeks, dude.
It's
Like,
crazy.
Is there
Man.
anybody really sick on the team? Has that come out at all?
not that we know.
No, I don't think anyone's sick yet. Like really sick.
I mean, where are these guys going? Like they gathering around the Capitol with all the crazy people and like getting. I don't understand how this team is, contracting this if they're only supposedly around, being around the team.
I think some people might have gotten it at spring training. It was saying, and then just like it kind of just went around the clubhouse basically.
Crazy shit.
I think that's what I saw.
All right.
So, and now more MLB news. Texas Rangers, they're going at 100 capacity. So all fans are allowed at Rangers Stadium.
Getting 100,000 people in there. No
I
one
mean-
likes the Rangers are terrible.
Yeah, no. The Rangers, they're not a good team, okay? 100 capacity, that's fine. That's fine for Texas. Like, you're not getting 100% fans in your stadium.
Oh, no.
You're not a good team.
Oh,
All right,
no.
you're not a good team. You're
No
not,
one's going there.
that's
Yeah. I mean, like, if you want to go to all the stadiums and you're going there, sure. If your team's
Alright.
against the Rangers, you want to see them, like, yeah, fine, go there. But no way 100% fans are going to a Texas Rangers game.
Well, they had
That's, yeah.
44,000 people in there.
I
it's
think
early in
that
the
up.
season. It's early in the
I
season.
understand that, but they just spread it to everybody.
Yeah.
And now we're going to see, like our players going to get it because they were around all those people.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it don't matter because in Texas, the place is flooded from over the border anyway, so it doesn't make a difference. It just they open the stadiums up.
Wait a
And
minute.
walking around.
They filled it.
But
they
But
Yeah,
filled
that's what I
it.
said.
They filled
They're
it.
like 44,000.
They filled it.
Wow.
They filled it. Everyone.
yeah,
And-
because people, they want to go out, and then, they
Oh
figured
my
we'll all
God.
go. I agree with you.
No mask. The people wearing no mask.
Yeah,
Yeah.
half them don't have masks on.
That's
and,
crazy.
like
Texas.
75% of them probably don't have masks. I'd say.
Yeah.
Texas.
I'm like looking at pictures. I'm like, there are some people with masks, others just don't. But yeah,
Oh.
either way, super spreader event. Texas, woo! Can't wait, man. Hey,
COVID be like,
yeah, literally.
Yeah, but like I said, it doesn't make a difference because they let all those people over the border with COVID. So all of Texas had it. You're gonna have to put a wall around Texas to stop them from coming to other states. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But it's
Yeah.
funny that you said that about opening up to 100% because most stadiums said they're going to open up to 20%. You know,
Yeah.
so
yeah, that's
the
what the
people,
Mets and Yankees are doing.
yeah. So they said, oh, the stadium's open at 20%. That's pretty much 100% for the Tampa Bay Devil Rays because that's all they get
Yeah.
in every game. It's like 20% of the stadium is
Oh,
filled.
yeah.
So they're like at 100%. But that's why I was laughing that you said Texas 44,000. You know, it's like crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe Tampa should go up to 100.
Yeah, I'm saying their 100% is like 20% of the stadium to
Yeah,
capacity anyway. Nobody
Yeah,
really
that's
goes
what I mean.
Yeah.
unless the
So-
Yankees are in town. You know, when the Yankees come, then the stadium gets
Super spreader.
Yeah. I mean, bro, hopefully the
gets
Yankees
bigger.
can
Yeah,
pick
well,
it
when they
up.
come, it gets bigger. You know,
I mean, hopefully the Yankees can pick
I
it
don't know.
up.
Yeah.
Hold on, Kyle. We're on baseball now. Hurry up, change your shirt. I
True.
thought you put the shirt on. What we're talking about. Sorry.
Yeah, of course. I would, but man.
You better not put a Mets shirt on because then you're in serious trouble. You got the Jets and the Mets. Come on, man.
I got this one.
There you
All right,
go.
there you go.
There.
Yeah.
Hey, there's
of course.
Patrick.
Yeah, you
He
see
got
his
his Mets
Mets?
shirt
Yeah, of course. Yeah, there goes Pat.
And the Yankees, they dropped 2-3 against the Blue Jays. I mean,
Yeah.
Blue Jays are a good team.
Oh, definitely.
I
Yeah.
mean, we gotta look out for them. But Yankees, they gotta
Yeah.
pick it up. I mean, your big trio with Judge, Stanton, and Sanchez, or Glaber, you want to say, they gotta start hitting the ball. I think Judge hit a home run yesterday. It was either Judge or Stanton. I might be wrong.
Judge leaves more people on
Stanton hit
than
it.
like I came
Well, it
and like
wasn't.
I came and compare. Judge just leaves so many people on, especially in the first game. That was just sad. He had 5 runs left on that entire game combined.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I
a
went to
scoring
the
position, I
game.
think. That's a scoring position.
I went to the game 20 years ago where Barry Bonds almost hit the ball out of Yankee Stadium. I was sitting on the first base side. And the second furthest ball I've ever seen hit at that stadium was the other night where Stanton hit that ball 475 feet.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I've never seen a ball hit to left field that deep in the power alley like that. I could not believe when he hit it, that grand
Oh, yeah.
slam that he hit. It's the second
That's
furthest
huge.
home run I've seen hit at the stadium.
What was that? Like the third game of the year?
It wasn't last night because last night was
So
Yeah.
back with the Yankees, they dropped 2 games from the Blue Jays. Like we were saying, Stanton, Judge, and Gary, they gotta start hitting the ball more. And I know you said Judge hit a home run today, and Stanton hit a moonshot 2 days ago. Was it? Yeah.
Hopefully, yeah.
So
Yeah.
those guys
Well,
guys got to get hot.
Yeah.
Well, the only reason I was asking you, John, you know, what day he hit the home run, the
It was
moonshot.
yesterday.
It was yesterday, right? Yeah, because I heard that the second game of the season, you know, he needed a day off. He didn't play the second day of the season. I was like, you kidding me? But they said, Boone, you know, I heard he struck out 5 times the day before or something ridiculous. So Boone didn't want him getting booed by the crowd or something like that. I'm like, this is insane. The guy's getting paid millions of dollars. Okay. You got to be in a lineup. You know, I know you put the ball in play 1 out of every, I don't know, 5 times, and that's good enough for everybody. And, you know, 2 out of every 10, you get a hit. So it's insane. It's insane what's going on. Whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, Gary, we were talking about Gary Sanchez. He's got a short leash. I think if he's going to have a quarter of a season, if he doesn't hit, he's gone. The Yankees are going to get rid of him.
Mm-hmm.
I could see him getting traded at the deadline this year.
I think it'll be before that. I think they just don't have the ability to watch this guy strike out 3 times a game and hit 10 home runs. It's just, you can't do it.
Right.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, all big trades kind of happen in July, more late July. So that's
Yeah.
why I'm saying he might be getting traded there.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. And you know what? The crazy part is with nowadays baseball be with Sanchez, I could live with the guy batting 200, I guess, and hitting the 20 homers that they think is great. If he was like Thurman Munson or Johnny Bench behind the plate, the guy don't catch the ball. You're a catcher.
Yeah.
Okay, if you were a great defensive catcher, I could live with you every once in a
Exactly.
while hitting 25, 30 homers and striking out 3 times a game because that's a norm for nowadays. But you give us nothing. You don't even give us nothing. And people are trying to tell me, oh, he got better defensively. I actually saw him drop down and block a ball. I'm like, he must have tripped in the dirt or something. I don't know because I ain't never seen the guy do that. You know, he's
Thank you.
one of these.
It's like his mother said that. Like you just grasping at straws. Like
Yeah, 100%. You know, those diehard Yankees that think he's great. You know, I'm like, get rid of this bum. All right, whatever.
This is it. He better do it now. He better start putting pressure on himself because if not,
Yeah.
I could definitely see him being traded.
Yeah, I'm not sure you trade for if you want like a new catcher or something like that, but you'd expect not a bad return at least though for what he offers. Even though it is, you know, subpar defensive abilities and a lot of home runs with high strikeouts.
You'll definitely be getting something good for him.
Yeah, definitely.
pitching. The Yankees will get pitching.
Right.
Maybe relief,
Probably.
maybe some relief pitchers,
Yeah.
or some starters. You know.
Yeah.
I can also see the Mets getting some relief pitchers at the deadline. After
Oh
last
yeah,
night's,
that was disgusting.
after last night's loss, they need it.
That was
Trevor May, who we acquired in the offseason, I don't know what happened to you. You were you're supposed to be good, one of our best relievers. You were awful. Then we bring in Aaron Loop, lefty against Bryce Harper. What is he with the bases loaded nonetheless? What does he do? He hits him. So why don't we take him out? MLB makes a new rule. Our relief pitcher has to face at least 3 batters.
Yep.
It's such a bad rule, in my opinion. So then I think he gives up a single or whatever. We give up 5 runs in the 8th inning after DeGrom going 6 strong, getting getting an RBI and also scoring.
Yeah.
And then I mean, they tried showing some life in the 9th inning, but as what Keith likes to say, close but no cigar.
That's a whole nother debacle, Patrick. I think that should be next episode.
All right.
All the new crazy rule changes in pro sports, in baseball, counting the minor leagues. I heard some doozies this week that they're trying out in the minor leagues.
Okay.
All right. I mean,
also the MLB is changing the All-Star game from Atlanta to Colorado.
So I'm done with baseball.
All right. We're not getting into the politics thing because I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But the home run derby is going to be in Colorado. God. This might be the best home run derby of all time. If we get the right people for this home run derby, and I hope we get the right people.
But you're going to be there?
This is going to be the greatest home run derby of all time.
I'm going to be.
You need just the best. Vlad, Pete, Judge, Stan, I know they all strike out. This is batting practice, basically. Who's ever good in batting practice and hits a lot of moonshots, put them in this home run derby.
We need them there.
I don't care who it is. They need to be in this home run derby.
Yeah, I think they need Stan in there. Stan's in the ball 500 feet.
Bro, this is going to be the greatest home run derby 500 feet. I'm so excited for this home run derby.
They could just send the whole Yankee lineup because that's all they do anyway.
Bro,
Get Gary Sanchez, right?
Bro, it's batting practice. He's going to strike out. Come on.
It's true.
He'll run out of time before he gets a hit.
Yeah.
You got to throw it underhand. Sanchez.
You got to throw it to his bat. He swings on the same plane.
Bro,
I love it.
We should get tennis balls and then like the last ball is the pinky ball and to get a wiffle ball bat.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. That'd be so fun.
Annihilate that.
But yeah, this home run derby is gonna be so fun to watch.
Oh, definitely.
And the All-Star game, but like I'm so excited for this home run derby.
I'm hoping that that goes well.
You got to mention
like
Ohtani. Ohtani threw 100 miles an hour and hit a home in the bottom of the inning.
Yeah, Ohtani. I think the first time in 118 years a pitcher batted second.
Yeah.
I mean, that was insane.
I watched it. I saw him and I saw him hit the home run. I was watching the game. This guy, and then you got Trout on the team. They're a COVID nightmare coming to your town. I mean, people are going to come out for that game.
I know. Just the best player in baseball. I mean, if the Angels, they get some pitching, they could be a real good team. Maybe make the playoffs. But, like, I don't think they're there yet. Like,
No.
Close, but not yet. Yeah.
yeah,
Like
they're-
maybe like a second wild card if they get hot.
yeah. But they need that pitching now
Exactly.
because you can't really rely on Ohtani.
Yep.
I mean, for a wild card game, obviously you can, but like a playoff series, you can't.
Yeah, you have to like to expand him between hitting and pitching.
Now the Masters are coming up this weekend. I think the favorite is Jordan Spieth. You were saying.
Well, I'm
So
saying he's one of the favorites. I was
One of
bringing
the
up that
favorites,
speed
yes.
because Dustin Johnson always has to be your favorite.
Oh yeah, Dustin Johnson. He's a great golfer.
And
Heard of him.
Spieth just won. Dustin Johnson's a favorite, but here's a guy that everybody wants to see overpower the golf course, Bryson DeChambeau.
Mm-hmm. I think the guy with the lowest score is going to win. That's my opinion.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes, you know. So
I'm rooting for Rory, to be honest with you.
yeah, a lot
I
of
like
people.
Rory. He hasn't been playing well. I think he's going to
Right.
come out and he's gonna play well and light it up.
But I think you'll see Dustin Johnson. I mean, it sounds crazy. It's an easy pick, but I think Dustin Johnson's going to win. But I want to see what DeChambeau is going to do as far as driving the ball there. I want to see what he can do. I mean, it's like putting on your kitchen floor there. So it's virtually, I mean, he's not a great putter, DeChambeau. So it always comes down to that at this place. But he is going to be on the green and one. So I want to see where this takes him. You know, It's gonna be-
ball.
it's going to be driver putter coming in, or we're going to see where this takes him. But
Yeah.
I saw the course. I've been watching it on the Golf Channel, and
Yeah.
it's better than it's ever been. The course, it looks unbelievable.
Good.
Nice. I think Jordan Spieth is gonna win. Like, you're saying it's an obvious pick, but like, I'll go with the favorite, Jordan Spieth.
Well, it's not really an obvious pick. He's just playing well lately, so that's why it's an obvious pick because his
Right.
game is starting to come back, and he's got plenty of game everywhere. He could putt, he could chip, he could drive the ball, he could hit his irons. You know what I mean?
No, I wasn't saying he was going to win. I said he's definitely one of the favorites.
Yeah, no.
I
Okay.
think Dustin Johnson's going to win. That's what.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. There was somebody a couple weeks ago. I was saying this guy, he could pull it out, but I can't remember who it was. Oh man.
There's a lot of distractions. Like the guy John Rahm, his wife just had a baby, so he's going to play, but it's going to be a little bit of it's a distraction. He even said it, so we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, he's probably not gonna be in the game. He's gonna be thinking of his child, obviously.
But sometimes that helps you if you're not too focused on that course. You know what I mean? Just go out there and play, relax. There's nothing expected of you, and the talent on these guys, and that's why, like when we were younger, even when you guys were kind of younger, okay, there was like 5, 6, when you guys were younger, it was Tiger Woods. He just won everything. Okay.
Yeah.
But like when we were young, it was 4 or 5 guys in each 10-year span. Now, anybody could come from anywhere, okay, and win this thing, Like my boy Xander Schauffele. That kid's great. He could play whatever. The kid, I can't think of his name. He's an American kid, but he's kind of a little Oriental, I think. I can't remember his name. He's the kid that I think
won a couple of majors. That guy.
Yes, he's the kid I think could come out of nowhere. He never seems flustered. He never seems. I can't think of his name, but that's the guy I'm thinking of. A dark horse, a guy like him. He could come out and Pack. I think his name. I can't remember his name, but he played at like Cal Santa Barbara or something like. But you know who I'm talking about. That kid. He got. I'm looking for one of those dark horse guys. Tough guy.
I hope
I didn't realize you were talking into your phone. Sorry.
I hope Rory McIlroy does good.
Colin Morikawa.
That's the guy. That's the kid. Yeah, I'm rooting for Rory, to be honest with you. Oh, I said I'm with you. I want to see Rory win. I like him. You know what I mean? But if he don't pull it out, I want And I know it sounds rotten, but I want to see an American guy win it.
Same.
Morikawa, he is. He's a dark horse. DeChambeau, Dustin. Whatever's.
Okay.
I'd like to see Ricky Fowler come out of nowhere and win it, to be honest with you.
There you go.
I'd like to see Ricky win it. That's what I'd really like to see win it.
That'd be nice.
Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment.